Coming up on KUJH News, a day of remembrance for the impacts of the residential school system.
The local pumpkin patch opens and we get an inside look.
A look into our Jayhawk mascots.
And an update on KU enrollment numbers.
Live from the studio in Stauffer, Flint, this is KUJH News.
Welcome to KUJH News. I'm Lexi Urban.
And I'm Delaney Gregory. Just ahead, updates on the government shutdown. Well, more details soon.
But first, we'll have a look at the weather as fall starts. Aiden?
Thank you, Lexi. It is relatively clear out right now. We do have a few clouds rolling in from the west, but right now temperatures in the mid-80s. We're looking at really summer temperatures hanging in there today, tomorrow, and all of this weekend. Our next chance of precipitation comes earlier next week. Outside right now, looking around much of northeastern Kansas, we can see these clouds lingering around down in Holton, especially in Emporia. Can't see much sunshine there, but here in Lawrence, clear skies, especially up in Shawnee County. We decided to move the camera just a little bit into the plains around Topeka. Outside right now, 80 degrees. We're looking at a high today of 86 degrees. Whew, that's going to feel hot, 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 hot. Winds, not too much to be concerned of right now, but that could be changing in the future. We'll have more on that later. Lexi, back to you.
Thank you, Aiden.
I don't know about you, Lexi, but it's been way too hot outside.
I agree. I am definitely ready for sweater weather. It's
Me
been
too.
Way too hot.
Fall's the best season.
It definitely is. The United States government has shut down for the 21st time in the country's history. KUJH's Emma Noble joins us live in studio what this all means. Emma?
That's right, guys. As of yesterday morning, all of Washington politics has been shut down after Congress failed to pass a funding bill with no signs of bipartisanism in sight. Republicans and Democrats could not come together and pass a bill funding government services into October and beyond, leading to the shutdown. Now, there's a lot of finger pointing in this whole situation, with Republicans insisting that Democrats need to simply agree to extend current funding for another 7 weeks, and Democrats are demanding any funding bill contain an extension of Enhanced Affordable Care Act premium subsidies. Now, this means tons of federal government jobs will go without pay until an agreement is made and the shutdown is over.
Unfortunately, because the Democrats shut down the government, the president has directed his cabinet, and the Office of Management and Budget is working with agencies across the board to identify where cuts can be made, and we believe that layoffs are imminent. They are, unfortunately, a consequence of this government shutdown.
So what exactly does this all mean for KU, and how are students here in Lawrence reacting? Well, at around 2:30 in the afternoon yesterday, Chancellor Douglas Girard sent out a faculty-wide email. In it, he touched on how the university has handled government shutdowns before with minimal disruption thanks to resilience and preparedness. Now, the chancellor also touched on how the shutdown will impact students. The email stated that federal financial aid programs, student loans, and work-study funds won't be directly impacted unless the shutdown extends beyond initial contingency plans. Now, yesterday, I talked to a political science major here at KU, and even with the chancellor's reassurance, he says the uncertainty of it all is hard to handle.
I have already experienced a lot of, effects from government cuts. There's a scholarship for taking language classes, and the funding for that hasn't been released yet, even though it had already been allocated, and so and certain opportunities just aren't available anymore. So that I've already felt. Compromise is essential to governing a country, and when you are refusing to make any compromise and it leading to a government shutdown, then that's where I would put my frustration towards.
The last time the government shut down was 6 years ago, back in 2018, which lasted over a month at 35 days. Lexi?
Thank you, Emma. October 1st marked an historic shift for public broadcasting in the United States. For the first time, public media outlets operated without federal funding following Congress's action to take back federal support that had helped sustain public radio and television stations for more than half a century. Local Lawrence station Kansas Public Radio relies almost completely on federal funding.
So what concerns me the most, if I really think about it, would probably be if we were not able to make up those funds and we had to reduce the quality of our programming. I'm hopeful that that won't happen, but of course that's my biggest worry. I was really gratified by the number of new members, new folks who signed up to support the station, and I'm so grateful for that. And that's been kind of a silver lining throughout this whole process.
The impact of these funding cuts ranges from local stations to national networks and emergency alerts. To fill the budget gap, stations are relying on donations from individuals and private foundations. The Public Media Bridge Fund has been established to support vulnerable stations by providing grants and assistance. Some public media advocates are working to restore funding through the annual appropriations process for the fiscal year 2026.
College can be expensive, and many students at KU are finding creative ways to make ends meet. Jayhawks across campus are learning how to budget their money to get through school. KUJH's Caden Kolachek got to ask students how they manage their money and budgets.
Trying to not buy food during the week is definitely one expense I try not to do.
Food is obviously the most common expense that students face campus-wide, but the University of Kansas does provide a free pantry hall in most academic halls for students to grab a snack. I did ask the student, though, how do they manage their expenses outside of the classroom?
I would definitely say having a part-time job, it is very easy to balance your time, especially if you have earlier classes in the day. I'll do most of my homework during the day and then go to my job and then be able to balance it fairly well, and it gives me room to pay for the expenses I need and then also have extra money on the side.
The university does have a website page dedicated just to helping Jayhawks figure out their financial struggles, as well as offering a 45-minute presentation to help them with their finances.
In Lawrence, I'm Caden Kowalczyk, reporting for KUJH News.
Thank you, Caden. For more information on budgeting, visit jayhawkfinances.ku.edu.
KU has moved up 7 spots according to the latest U.S. News and World Report college rankings. KUJH's Jude Gussie joins us in studio with the details.
That's right. The University of Kansas has improved its ranking 7 spots from last year, coming in at 74 amongst public universities. I spoke with an admissions representative who tells me this is a big deal for the school and something that they hope will recruit more students.
Our marketing team through admissions is using it a lot through social media, emails, things like that. But we also just use it in our just daily message, whether it's a school visit or a college fair.
KU finds itself right in the middle with a number 7 ranking out of the 13 public Big 12 schools, behind direct competitors Colorado and Iowa State, but ahead of Kansas State and Oklahoma State. KU Chancellor Doug Girod issued a statement saying the University of Kansas acknowledges the weight of the rankings, but that KU will stay true to the measures of success that matter to the university and to the state. Back to you.
Thanks, Jude. Rankings are climbing at the University of Kansas, and so is enrollment. It was announced Wednesday that the university had its largest undergrad enrollment in history, with over 130,000 students. The freshman class is the 3rd largest in KU history, with just over 5,000 students. KUJH will have a breakdown of the numbers next week.
Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe says he's authorizing National Guard troops to assist with federal and immigration enforcement starting Wednesday. The Guard will mostly help with administrative tasks at ICE facilities in Missouri. Members of the Guard will join the mission on a volunteer basis. The governor's decision is in response to a request from the Department of Homeland Security and Department of Defense. President Trump has deployed or said he plans to deploy the National Guard to several cities in the U.S. He spoke to a group of military leaders in Quantico on Tuesday about his support of using military power in American cities.
They're very unsafe places, and we're going to straighten them out one by one. And this is going to be a major part for some of the people in this room. That's a war, too. It's a war from within.
Critics say the deployment diverts state resources away from local needs and could put added strain on Missouri communities if Guard members are pulled from their regular duties. Kansas City Mayor Quinton Lucas said in a statement that directing National Guard resources towards this takes resources away from disaster response and public safety. The authorization runs through September of next year.
Students and community members came together at Haskell Indian Nations University on Tuesday, September 30th for Orange Shirt Day, which remembers the legacy of residential boarding schools. I was there and got the chance to see how the community marked the occasion.
Orange Shirt Day is a national day of remembrance for Native children who were taken to government-run boarding schools, many of whom never returned home. At Haskell, students, staff, and community members came together for a walk around campus, a group prayer, and a fellowship meal.
I think it started as like a remembrance for boarding school survivors, but also the history, and kind of bringing the representation out into the world and spreading awareness.
For many on campus, the day was not only about honoring the children who never came home, but also about opening the conversation beyond Haskell. Students emphasize that events like the walk and prayer circle are meant to share their stories with others.
You know, Orange Shirt Day is super important to us, and a lot of us know what Orange Shirt Day means, but a lot of the broader community in Lawrence does it, and so we wanted to raise awareness for this day.
Professors say the day is both a history lesson and a call to action, urging students to learn the truth about boarding schools and carry that knowledge forward.
Think of the fact that 100 years ago, none of that could have been done right where we're standing. And now, look at us. You heard languages, you heard our songs, our prayers, our traditions.
For Haskell, Orange Shirt Day is about remembering the children who were lost and showing strength in the generations who carry on.
Those in attendance also emphasized that it is important to remember and learn about this history every day of the year, not just on September 30th.
A former KU journalism student and Kate Spade's co-founder, Elise Ahrens, visited the university to talk to students and faculty members about her journey. KUJH's Annika Gustafson and Clarissa Rodriguez bring us this report.
Elise Ahrens returned to the William Allen White School of Journalism to share how her time at KU shaped her path from student to fashion industry leader. KU business professor Elizabeth Embry hosted the fireside chat, leading Ahrens through questions about her story and the hard work she put in to succeed in her life.
Her entrepreneurial story is just one that is true of grit and heart and passion and perseverance.
Ahrens received 2 awards the past weekend, Kansan of the Year and Chi Omega of the Year, her former sorority at KU. Ahrens is the co-founder of the Kate Spade fashion brand with her best friend Catherine Brosnahan. Their playful, colorful handbags became an international sensation. Ahrens urged students and her audience that attended the fireside chat to embrace curiosity, collaboration, and creativity. These values that she creates to her own experience.
Work really hard, show up before everybody else, make sure you're there before your boss. All that stuff matters because it's how you feel about yourself and how you respect yourself. And the more you think of yourself and the more you feel about yourself, it's going to show to everyone you work with.
Today, Ahrens still continues to inspire future fashion designers and still carries her legacy as a CEO and co-founder of Frances Valentine, a fashion brand that is known for their individuality and their bold designs. For KUJH News, I'm Annika Gustafson.
Thank you to Elise Ahrens for coming back to KU and sharing her insights about her experience.
Coming up, the best breakfast sandwich in Kansas is located in Lawrence.
And Pinckney Bakery makes baked goods for local schools.
Have a nice day. You too. Have a great day. Thanks. You too.
Make someone's day. Pay it forward.
Welcome back. The Lawrence School District is using a former elementary school to bake fresh breads and desserts for their students. KUJH's Oliver Du Bois went to Pinckney's Bakery this week to check it out.
Pinckney Elementary School shut down in 2023, but today its halls smell like fresh bread. The Community Connections Bakery opened in August, and out of Pinckney's former cafeteria, baked goods are made every week for breakfasts and lunches in Lawrence Public Schools.
We make scones, brownies, dinner rolls, breadsticks, muffins. Right now we're kind of new to this whole thing, so we're just kind of crawling a little bit before we run.
Lawrence School District opened the bakery with the goal of serving healthier, locally sourced foods. They had open kitchen space for the bakery at Pinckney, but the district needed to find more funding to make it possible.
We wrote a grant, and that one we didn't get, and then we wrote another grant, and that one we didn't get, and then we wrote another grant, and we finally got that grant, and that was through the Kansas Department of Agriculture.
The district's grant paid for nearly $100,000 of new equipment, including ovens, hot boxes, and a dough divider that make baking on such a large scale possible.
A lot of these kids, they come in and what they're eating is here at school and not as much at home sometimes. So if we could be a part of, nurturing children, it's a pretty cool experience.
Next semester, John and Dave plan to train students from the Community Transition Program, which teaches living skills to 18 to 21-year-olds with special education needs. With the extra help, they hope to open a coffee shop at Pinckney where they can serve more baked treats. Reporting for KUJH, I'm Olivier Dubois.
Thank you, Olivier. It is great to see a bakery feeding Lawrence students.
Last week, food website The Takeout released an article naming the best breakfast sandwich in every state. For Kansas, that honor went to a local favorite. The Roost breakfast sandwich, with its two halves of a melt-in-your-mouth buttermilk biscuit, pecan wood smoked bacon, or sausage and an egg and cheddar cheese, according to article author Billy Francis, is one of the Roost's many options that have enticed visitors since 2013.
It's pretty exciting. I mean, there's a lot of places in the great state of Kansas to go get a breakfast sandwich, but, Biscuit Sammy, can't beat it. So the best, to my knowledge, the only person in town the only place in town that offers that. So, I'm glad somebody recognized it.
This shines a spotlight on a local business, inviting anyone nearby to come in and try it. After all, when you're the best breakfast sandwich in the state, that might just be something worth getting out of bed for.
Last week, KUJH's Colton Kennan visited Garrett's Family Pumpkin Patch to check out the farm's preparations. After the patch opened this past weekend, he returned to see how opening weekend went.
Located just east of Lawrence off the Caton Highway, Garrett's Family Pumpkin Patch has finished preparing for another exciting fall season, and this family-owned pumpkin patch just celebrated its opening weekend, marking the start of its 4th year in operation.
It's a very busy weekend. During the week, we get a chance to regroup, clean up, and fix up, and then we get ready for the next weekend.
The pumpkin patch offers pumpkin picking, 2 hay mazes, decorations for sale, bouncy houses, a train ride, and a zombie gel blaster hunt. It's a family-friendly event for people of all ages.
Our train is a big attraction as well. And then, of course, like I said, on Friday and Saturday nights, the gel blaster zombie hunt, which is going to be a completely new experience this year. It's going to be a walkthrough event. So you shoot the zombies as you walk through the ghost town of Franklin. That gets people's attention, especially college age, high school age kids. They are really attracted to that. So we have something here for all ages.
Entry into the farm is $5, but you can also buy a season-long pass.
We definitely got a lot of people from all over the place, nearby cities. Some people are like, oh, we never heard of this. This is so cool. We're like, this is what we want to hear, something for kids to do and for the families. And
Pumpkin Patch is open every day from 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. and on weekends, you can enjoy the fall fun until 10 p.m. Reporting for KUJH News, I'm Colton Kennan.
Thank you, Colton. With fall activities in full swing, Garrett's Family Pumpkin Patch is expecting to draw even bigger crowds throughout the season.
Aiden is back with the weather. Aiden, will the weather be good for visiting the pumpkin patch this weekend?
Delaney, I wish I had better news, but it's going to be a windy weekend. On Friday, temperatures soaring up as high as 89 degrees, may feel like it's in the 90s. And then Saturday, Sunday, even though our temperatures are cooling down, the winds are going to be something we are going to really be noticing, especially as we move into our fall months. 25-mile-an-hour gusts expected on Saturday, 20-mile-an-hour on Sunday. Saturday and Sunday, we're expecting sustained winds of 10 to 15 miles an hour. That's definitely something that's going to be impacting your day. Make sure you plan accordingly. Temperatures all around our area, 80 degrees here in Lawrence, Tonganoxie, and down in Paola. 81 all the way up the highway, Ottawa, Olathe, into Kansas City at 82 degrees. Topeka and Osage City just slightly cooler than us at 79 degrees. Taking a look at those clouds, just a few short hours ago, those clouds were rolling through Emporia. They're making their way eastbound across the state, expecting to pass through Lawrence within the next few hours, but these clouds not bringing much precipitation at all, just passing through the area, maybe providing a little bit of shade, and we'll definitely need it. 86 for a high today, coming in our early evening around 4 o'clock before our temperatures start declining pretty sharply down as low as 65 degrees by 10 o'clock tonight. For your 7-day forecast, a windy weekend ahead of us, but thankfully, I've got good news for you guys. It's cooling down early next week. We even have a slight chance of showers and precipitation making its way through our area Monday, Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday. Those chances still relatively low, but hopefully they can increase as we get closer and closer to next week. Delaney, back to you.
Thank you, Aiden.
It looks like it's going to be a good weekend, but still way too hot for my liking.
Coming up on KUJH News, Grant Shearer updates us on pro sports
and all things sports.
For students searching for a way to stay active in an outdoorsy way, the City of Lawrence has bike trails running in every direction, and with the new bike share program, we can stay in shape as we tour the sights of our beautiful city. Clinton Lake is only a short 30-minute bike ride away from Daisy Hill and has the most incredible sunset location in all of Lawrence. Walking campus may give you the KU calves, but biking can give you the KU thighs. Bike Lawrence today.
Welcome into KUJH Sports. I'm your anchor, Grant Shearer, on this fine Thursday morning. And what can I say? We have a lot to cover, so let's dig in. Batting leadoff today, Cooper Hannon is live in studio with a Major League Baseball sports update. October is here, and so is Coop. So let's hear what you got.
Yes, thank you, Grant. October baseball is here, and after 2 days, it has already been electric. Now, in this new and improved wildcard format, 3 of the 4 series have forced a Game 3, with the Guards, Padres, and Yanks winning last night, keeping their season alive. Historically, though, it will be tough for them to win it again today, as since the new wildcard format has been implemented in 2022, all game winners from Game 1 have advanced to the next round. In fact, in the 3 years with this new format, only 2 series have gone to a Game 3, and since 2020, only 4 of the 20 series have needed 3 games. Now, this makes you wonder, is a best-of-3 format really necessary, or isn't the winner already decided after Game 1? Well, these questions could be answered today, as in just a few hours, Game 3s will start with the AL Central Tigers and Guardians leading us off. Back to you, Grant.
Appreciate it, Coop. Already starting off strong, this playoffs is going to be fun to watch, and I know I'll be watching. You know what else is fun to watch? Big J and Baby J doing their thing on game days. Something you might not be aware of, though, the birds do not go into hibernation during the offseason. See, in the midst of budget cuts from the University of Kansas and KU Athletics, one group has made the most of their funding, and that is the beloved Big J and Little J, finding ways to create some of their own revenue. KUJH's Tyler Brewer has it.
Big and Baby J are iconic parts of game days here at the University of Kansas. However, between all the dancing, socializing, and prep work that goes on during game days, there's a deeper story to tell about how the team tries to give everyone a chance to fly with the big birds.
We also do about 250 other appearances outside of football, basketball, those sporting events.
KU Athletics provides the team with funding and support. However, a unique benefit that the mascot team brings to the table is their ability to raise money without having to rely on funding from the school.
We did about 45 weddings last year, and a lot of events around campus.
Those 45 weddings raised the team around $15,000 last year, money that the team was then able to invest into new suits, props, and pay for the students under the beak for events outside of just sports. The ability for the team to be self-sufficient is great, but KU Athletics provides the team with major support by covering additional costs like travel, gear, and jerseys for the birds. And all of this teamwork between the two organizations allows for the fans to profit.
Seeing Big J and Baby J is the highlight of every game.
I think for the kids, it's great to see the mascots that they see on TV, and see them in person is probably helps make that connection.
Happy because he's very, very nice to everybody.
While the mascot's main goal is to give every fan a great game day experience, Brian Carpenter also tells me they're looking to save up for some new suits and maybe a Jayhawk mobile? Reporting for KUJH Sports, I'm Tyler Brewer.
Thanks, Tyler. Now, I'm just imagining Big J appearing at my wedding, and man, I don't think I can get married without him. Well, dropping the ring and kicking it back to the field, KU's women's soccer has ran into a little bit of a lull, losing back-to-back games at Rock Chalk Park. The Jayhawks hope to get back into the win column tonight. However, it is going to be a tough game as the Jayhawks take on the rivaling K-State Wildcats, who, funny enough, have also lost the last 2 games at home to Baylor and TCU. The Sunflower Showdown will start at 6 p.m. and it will be interesting to see who will end their 2-game losing streak. Now, some Jayhawks avoiding a losing streak of their own, the KU football team, after last week's depressing loss to Cincinnati, the Hawks travel out to Orlando to take on the 3-1 UCF Knights. After the break, Aiden Baugh will give us the weekend forecast. You are watching KUJH News.
Have a nice day. You too. Have a great day. Thanks. You too.
Make someone's day. Pay it forward.
Welcome back. Let's get one last look at the weather for the upcoming week with KUJH weather forecaster Aiden Baugh. Aiden?
Delaney, our Jayhawk football team is looking to take on the UCF Golden Knights this weekend in Orlando. Now, Orlando has quite different weather than we have in Lawrence. I know that's a real shock, but pre-game, their festivities, the game's at 6:30 p.m. CST, so it's going to be a little bit later in the day for them. 80% chance of showers before the game. That chance really lingers on through the entirety of their Saturday. 60% chance around kickoff. By the end of the game, however, those showers probably have moved out of the area. Those temperatures not remaining too hot at all. 71 for our pregame, but then they're warming up only to 79 degrees. It's going to be hotter here on Saturday than it will be in Florida, but it'll be quite a bit more wet in Florida as well. Delaney, back to you.
Thank you, Aiden. I'm hoping the weather is good for the game this weekend.
Grammar doesn't usually grab the spotlight, but this weekend in Lawrence, it did. I took a look at how one project is using language to bring people together. At Liberty Hall this past Sunday, the showing of Rebel with a Clause took the spotlight. The documentary follows the woman who started a project called the Grammar Table, using language to connect with strangers.
I wanted to spend more time using language for the purpose of actually communicating with other human beings.
Ellen Jovin started with a folding table on New York sidewalks, offering free grammar advice to strangers. That table became a road trip and now a documentary. But her director and husband, Brant Johnson, says the film isn't really about punctuation.
The heart of the film really is about human connection. It's about people reaching each other. It's a very divided time now, and that as funny and varied and road trippy and grammar-y as this film is, at the heart of it is really about human connection.
And that connection is what keeps people coming back to the table. Not just to talk about commas, but to share stories and laughs.
I hope that it inspires curiosity and also just an appreciation of the joys of language and how wonderful it is that we can make these sounds or scribble things on a page and that other people can understand them. That's kind of miraculous.
Ellen's message is simple. Grammar isn't just rules. It's a way to connect with each other. And that connection came alive at Liberty Hall. For KUJH News, I'm Lexi Urban. For audiences in Lawrence, it was less about learning grammar and more about experience how language can bring people together. This screening proved that even grammar can spark meaningful conversations.
Well, that's all we have for you this morning. Check out KUJH on TikTok, X, and Instagram for exclusive content and keep up to date on the latest stories at KUJHnews.com. I'm Delaney Gregory.
And I'm Lexi Urban. KUJH News will be back next Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Have a good one.